everyone, it's the Grumpy Meeple, and I am coming back at you with another unboxing of a Kickstarter. This time we're looking at Wonderlands War from Skybound Tabletop and Druid City Games, I believe. So this one's interesting because I didn't actually back it on Kickstarter. There's a store in my region called Black and Reed that has been increasingly backing games for customers, and I have been increasingly taking them up on that offer and picking up stuff that I maybe missed. Because while this looked interesting to me, at the time I just didn't know if I would get it to the table very much. The art is obviously like mind-boggling, but I wasn't clear on what kind of game it was and how much it would get played. Now that I know what kind of game it is, I'm really glad I have it. Because basically what this is, it's like Blood Rage and Quacks of Quedlingberg had some kind of weird offspring that is Wonderlands War. So it's 2 to 5 player, competitive, bag building, area control. Which is a lot. It's got a lot going on for it. But that is one of the things that excites me about it. Also, I am filming this in my new studio setup where I'm trying to get a little less glare. I'm using a webcam instead of my phone. So, as you're watching this, any feedback that you have to give to me, please leave it in the comments. I want to know if this is actually working or if it still looks like shit. Because my sense is that my videos kind of look like crap. And I want to solve that little problem in the most cost-effective manner possible, basically. And I'm hoping that I have done so. So, let's take a look here. Wonderland's War. Alice has returned, but Wonderland has lost its whimsy and grown deadly serious. The Jabberwock is on a rampage. The Queen of Hearts is out for blood, and the Mad Hatter insists everyone attend the tea party post haste. So pick up your Vorpal Blade and join the fray in this asymmetric bag building area control game. Yeah, so basically you're going around, you're drafting allies or armies that are represented by chips that go into a bag. You're building your bag, and then you're fighting for control of areas and like placing castles to show dominance and stuff like that. So in a lot of ways, this reminds me of Blood Rage. There's even that kind of hidden mechanic where you pull your chip out and then you like reveal it, just like Blood Rage kind of made famous, or made famous to me at least. So let's get into this. This is also exciting because it's actually, I believe this is my first Skybound game. I have Val and Villainy. I can't recall if that's a Skybound game or not, and I have no goddamn idea where it is right now. This is the Deluxe edition. I have everything. So, the Deluxe edition of the Kickstarter and the premium chips. So let's get into it. Bear with me if I struggle here. I'm finding that the lighting in here is much better for you all if it's really bad for me. And I have really bad vision. Hilariously bad vision. Like nightmarishly bad. And so you might see me struggling to read. Because I want them. The most important thing to me is that it shows up well for you, not necessarily for myself. Alright, so what do we have here? Make sure you're up to date with any additional resources, rulebooks, and blah blah blah. Okay, cool. So a QR code to get errata and such. It's nice that they throw it in there so that you don't have to dig for it. Just a promotional book. Throw this stuff to the side. So the first thing we see is the rule book. It's got a nice iconography and a war phase kind of map on the back. This looks super complicated, but I don't actually think it is. I think it's relatively straightforward. And then you've got lots of beautiful, awesome artwork and examples. I mean, look at this. Look at this art. This is unreal. Turn orders. Setup. Oh, this looks good. Components. Always appreciate it when they list the components, and hopefully they list every goddamn component here, because the only thing that drives me crazier than when they don't list the components and show you pictures of them is when they list like 90% of them, but for whatever reason they leave out 10% that are like special. I don't know. And so you have no sense of what the hell these things are. So right off the bat, we've got 4 really cool looking custom bags. 5, I think, one for each kind of player. So you've got the Red Queen, the Mad Hatter, the Cheshire Cat. He's on the front of the box, obviously. You've got the Jabberwock and Alice. These are really cool. I'll have to look. I think that these are probably Kickstarter exclusive, because I've seen some people playing the core game and I don't recall them having stuff like that. And then we've got some meeple-y type stuff for each faction. I'm not really sure what the hell these are. I'm guessing that they're followers. Some more wooden chits for scoring and such. Got some gems, shards, I'm assuming these are. Some nice big diamond gems. These are really cool. Look at their beautiful luster. And some standees, standee holders. So let's kind of get all this stuff off to the side. Keep on moving. I like how this box is designed. It's very unusual. If you see, it's got a huge kind of divot in it, which is designed to make things easy to pull out of it, which is actually quite cool. Set that aside. Ah, here we go. Now we've got some miniatures. Ooh. We'll set that aside. We'll look at that last. I'm going to keep digging in here and see what we've got. Here we've got the Wonderland Wars Tale for Tea Time. Okay. I think that this is like a narrative for the campaign. I think there's a campaign gameplay element to this, and this is likely the narrative for it. It's very nice. It's nice and thick and definitely not cheap. Not really seen anything that is cheap. What we got here? Oh, we've got some artwork. Wow, this is a nice deluxe Kickstarter. Like I said, this is one of those things, I looked at it on Kickstarter, but I didn't stick around to see all the dope ass shit that got unlocked. So this was a surprise for me too. Madness, the only resource worth losing your head over. So these are art prints, and quite beautiful art prints actually. There's the Hatter. Alice with her Vorpal blade, which I don't know if that's a thing from Alice in Wonderland. I kind of don't know anything about Alice in Wonderland. I'm sure I read it when I was a kid. There's a lot of talk of Vorpal blades in the promotional materials and rule books and such. Moving on. What do we got here? Assuming that here we've got the board. Oh, cool. And then let's move the box aside. Let's move the box aside. Yep, so here we've got the board, which is this big, beautifully illustrated. Probably not going to be able to get all of it on camera without changing the zoom, which I do not want to do because I'm just learning how to use this thing. But basically, you've got these locations that you're fighting over. So in the first phase, you're going around the tea table, drafting cards. The second phase, and as you're doing that, you're placing your kind of armies out in the areas that you wish to contest. And then in the second phase, you're resolving combat, and then there's like an end phase. I believe that's pretty much the flow to it. It really is different than... I kind of wasn't expecting it to be so blood ragey. Like, it does feel blood ragey to me, which is a really good thing, because blood rage is awesome. Okay. So, what do we have here? Here we've got the player boards. Oh, and then we've got some nice custom storage. Considering how tightly these fit in there, I imagine it will actually hold them. You know, a lot of times you'll have storage like this, but it's not actually functional because it just all flops out. So let's take a look at the player boards, if I can ever get them up off my table. All right. So here you've got the Queen of Hearts. These are her abilities, which you unlock as you play, I believe. So paint it red. When you play a War Axe chip, you may lose one unit from any region to give that chip +2 strength. So you can sacrifice one guy to get 2 strength. And each guy represents 1 strength, so that's a net win. Very cool. Oh, they're double-sided too. Must be for player count. Yeah, 2-player. 3 to 5 player on that side. Next up, you've got the Jabberwock. Fearsome Maw. At the start of your turn, if there are no poison chips in play, place one on any card. If another player takes that card, they gain the poison. Okay, that's interesting. Next up, we've got the Mad Hatter. Piping Hot. Immediately after gaining strength from a teacup chip, you may move it to your madness track to gain 2 strength. Okay, so you can get crazier to get stronger. There's Alice from Alice's Rebellion. The Sword of Hope. When you play a Sword of Hope chip, flip your shield token to the unbroken side. Oh, cool. So your attack refreshes your shield, basically. And then we've got the Cheshire Cat. Wicked Smile. When you play a Smile chip, roll the shard die and gain strength equal to shards shown. do not gain shards. Shards are bad, as I understand it. Shards are like negative points at the end of the game, I think. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think that that's the general idea. All right. Here we've got the shard die and a crap ton of cards. Now I'm not going to open all these card packs up because I got other things to do today. But looks like you get, okay, good. So there are reference cards. These are your these are basically your ally cards, your follower cards. These are the cards that you're picking up at the tea party. So I will crack open, one of these at least. Okay. So here you go. These look like, are these maybe the Jabberwock's cards? Are they character specific? It kind of looks like it. And I don't know what these cards are doing, but they're basically giving you resources, and some of them have a cost associated to them. Like you'll get something good, but you have to sacrifice something to do it. Very cool. I'm hoping to get a gameplay of this up pretty soon, actually, because I am very interested in this. Oh, here's your quest cards. So quests are like, again, pretty much just like in Blood Rage. It's like a secret objective that you get extra points for at the end. And then crack this open. Which is really cool. I like this mechanic because what it ends up doing is it ends up directing your play a little bit, so sometimes these games can be a little too abstract for me, where it's just like, get points, and that's great if it's a relatively simple game like Splendor, but something like this with all this crap in it and all these decisions to make, I find it helpful to have like a clear sense of, here's how I can get bonus points. It just kind of, again, it kind of directs your play a little bit. Okay. So taking a look at these real quick. Here are our ally reference cards. It's telling you what all the chips do, basically. There's a lot of these. Kind of not 100% sure why. I guess there's 2 for each. Yeah, A, B, C, D. Okay. And then these are your allies. So you can get the card soldiers. On your next draw extra chips equal to this chip's strength. Choose one to play and return the rest to your bag. Flamingos. Double the strength of the next chip you place on your active track. And so these things you can see, A, B, C, D, they like level up and they get better as you kind of go up the track. When played, choose an opponent with greater battle strength than you to gain a shard. So you can just force people to lose points, essentially, if you're outmatched. Very cool. This is all very, very cool. I got for my first, like I said, I think this is my first Skybound. I might be wrong. Valor and Villainy might also be Skybound. I guess I better look. So yeah, I was wrong. Valor and Villainy is also a Skybound game. And so I have unboxed one of these before, and I think I said in my unboxing of that was like one of the most beautiful productions I've ever seen. So I would say that seems to be holding true here as well. Very nice. So set the card stuff. Let's see. Oh, and then we've got some punch board, and also a rules reference card, it looks like. always useful. And then we've got a bunch of punch board, the bulk of which I believe I do not need, because I have miniatures for the characters and the premium chip set, plastic chips, so that I won't be using the cardboard chips. Just a gorgeous, like, lavish production. I'm very excited about this. So here we go. So these are the castles. So basically you're placing, when you win a battle, you get to place in a zone, you get to place a castle there, and castles are worth points at the end of the game, and they're also worth persistent, like an additional strength or whatever for the next battle, so it makes it easier for you to win there in the future. So we've got one for each faction, and maybe now that we're looking up the minis, maybe we'll take this up a notch. All right. Here's Alice's castles. Very much a traditional fantasy castle with its spires and such. This, I forget. I think this is the Jabberwock castle. And then we've got the Queen of Hearts. I think I was referring to as the Red Queen earlier, which actually sounds even more badass, but probably not accurate. So this pops off, and then your character minis live below. So you can see here you've got minis for all of the main characters. There's the Cheshire Cat, looking like a wacky madman. You got your, I believe that's, I don't know who the hell that is, because I think this is the Queen of Hearts, right? But in general, I would say these are pretty cool. Yeah, not bad. It's always a little shaky when you're getting miniatures from a company that doesn't like exclusively specialize in them, but these actually look pretty dope. Awesome. And here's some lovely, what I'm assuming are trays for tokens and such. So I think that's about it in the core box. Next up, we've got this box. Turn the lights back down. I'm not 100% sure what this is, but I believe it's a storage box for the premium tokens. And I am really hoping that it fits into the main box. I think maybe it replaces one of those. I don't know. And I'm also not sure. Maybe this came with the standard version too. All right. Here we go. Let the games begin. I then reached down deep and pulled from the depths of Wonderland a token of war that all knew. No one had seen it since it supposedly left the Jabberwock with fewer heads than he currently has. The Vorpal Blade. It erupted from the ground, calling all forward. But who will make the first move? I can't wait to find out. But doesn't tell you what this actually does, or even how it opens. Okay, Okay. This is super dope. So you've got storage for all of your chips, and it actually tells you where to put them, which I always appreciate, because I don't want to have to suss this out. I just want to go, and it, you know, because it's designed to divide up the tokens appropriately. So you've got the tools of the Wonderlandians, you've got the faction leaders, and your allies in the center there, and then a few other kind of tokens. This is nice. I'd be very interested to see if that fits into the box. And then the final piece de resistance, this very unassuming blank box, which contains in it a giant brick of plastic token replacements. I love this stuff more and more. I just don't want... if I give a crap enough about a game to buy it, I probably am going to want the Deluxe version of it. And especially these are very tactile. You're going to be feeling around in the bag for them. And I just imagine that this is going to be so much more kind of fulfilling in that respect. But we don't have to imagine, because we can try it out. Let's get some of our filthy peasants cardboard. We'll do the gold. I think this is the forge. And we will compare it to our beautiful, lustrous, luxurious premium tokens. Oh mama, as Kramer would say. Man, these are nice. Yeah, this is like you would get this for Quacks of Quedlingberg, but you would have to go on to like the Geek store on Board Game Geek and pay a bunch of extra money for it. Considering all the crap that comes in the Deluxe version for this, and the price of the premium chips, which I think this whole pledge was $115, with the miniatures, the premium chips, the bags, and everything. I feel really bad for anybody who, you know, they're like 3 times the width. And just, again, when you put them into your bag, just that sensation of feeling around for a nice, big, juicy, chunky chip that's going to sit better on the table and everything. These are great. I'm super excited to try this game. It came out at a time when I was trying not to back everything, and I'm still trying not to back everything, but if I can get it at my local store where I'm not paying shipping and I'm helping out my store, then I am all too happy to pick up this stuff, especially when they have the Lux version of it. Because then I'm really not compromising anything. I'm just saving money on shipping. Yeah, these are dope. So that's pretty much it for my unboxing of the Deluxe version of Wonderlands War with the premium chip expansion. And you can see now I am going to look at the box, and it is going to tell me that the forge tokens go here. So we can get started organizing immediately, which I love. Oh, this thing is going to be so dope. You know a game that could really use a deluxeified version of this? Hey, Skybound, you know what you should do? You should get the rights to... What is it called? I would love to see Skybound get the rights to Puzzle Strike, which is a really cool little game that is basically a board game adaptation of like Puzzle Fighter from Street Fighter. So what was it? Street Fighter 2 Puzzle Fighter HD, something like that. Awesome game on the PlayStation that we just played the shit out of. Me and my friends just rolled that game for like 5 years. And Puzzle Strike is a really cool version of it and a really shitty garbage production of it with just endless piles of crappy cardboard tokens and warpy boards, and it's shit. This Puzzle Strike done up like this would be pretty dope. But that's all that I had for today. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I will talk to you later.